What's going on, guys? So today I am in the shop and I am working on the Camaro. So obviously I'm working on the Camaro. What else would I work on in here? So I will be putting on these hood latches. They are the aero catch. So gonna delete the stock hood release mechanism and put those latches on there, because from what I've heard and seen, those latches are a lot better than this factory setup here, and they're lighter. So delete all this, because this kind of makes me nervous. Like, realistically, who knows when that could let go. That guy makes me a little nervous too. I mean, that's the secondary, but like, I mean, honestly, who knows? It makes me a little nervous as well, putting these guys, because let's be honest, that's there's a lot of pressure on them. These things are kind of just like plastic. Yeah, I mean, seen a lot of people go pretty fast with them, but still makes me a little nervous. So I'll probably end up mounting them like here or something, somewhere strong. Something like that. Not 100% sure yet. Let's see how it looks good on here. Yeah, probably end up being something along those lines. I mean, it's not my favorite look, but it's pretty simple. And then when we do tube front end, we can still use these. But it'll be able to delete a lot, so that's the goal. The hood does curve a couple times over here, which shouldn't be a huge issue, but yeah, time to start cutting more holes in the hood. This kind of like makes me nervous more than most other things I've done on this car, and I've done a lot of other things, because this has to hold the hood down at, you know, potentially 180 miles an hour plus. So there's not really a whole lot of room for error, but it should be fine. That's a great answer. It should be fine. All right, well, time to measure out where they're gonna exactly go. This is where we would want it, probably right here. Basically, utilize this hole right there, and then make a new hole right here. That's probably our best route. All right, time to start measuring. I'm gonna set up a little time lapse for you guys. You guys saw, this is how I cut holes in my hood. I put pieces of tape, I measure to where I need to cut to, and then I triangulate it. So you measure where you want to be under the hood, then you close the hood, and then you remeasure to get your spot. You know, like that's what I did with this hole, and that's how it's so lined up well. And that's what I'll do with the other one. I may leave this guy still because this thing doesn't really affect it, so it might be kind of nice to have like a secondary latch, so that won't be there anymore. But then you pop these two and then you'll reach up and just click this guy. It's kind of just a backup. I mean, this is like the heavy stuff right here, and then the wire that goes, the cable that goes all the way up. Doing the hood latches still on the Camaro, and I just have to say, this may be one of the more ricey things I've ever done. And I've done a lot of ricey things in my day. But these are the hood latches that came recommended by everybody. They're very different than the pins that I used back here. So like I used like a pin style, but I thought that those would look kind of ugly on the front of this car. So I did like this style where it's like a click latch. Hood popped a little bit because I still have the stock hood mechanism in there right now, but yeah, it's not the prettiest down low. Have not fully trimmed that up yet. I just did all the test fitting and everything, but it's all in pretty solid. So it's kind of like this, go like that, and then it's locked into place. That's the gist of it. I also redid my nitrous purge line. It used to kind of like ugly wrap around over here and come out right here. You can see where it's dented it from getting so cold and the hood pushing on it. So I rerouted it under here and then up through here. So the purge line is now straight ahead, so I can see it and I can spray people walking by the car, which is always fun. This is a tip that I've learned. Blue painter's tape is definitely your friend. This stuff is extremely useful for mocking this stuff up. Made like a straight edge across, can, you know, verify measurements, measured from here to the straight edge, measured from here to the straight edge, so I know it's on the same angle. Close-ish. I mean, I don't have all the fab tools to really do angle measurements or anything, so I kind of have to wing it just a little bit, but that should be the same angle. In the end of the day, this hood probably won't last on this car forever. It is pretty beat up. Eventually I will want to do a new hood, and this one probably won't last forever, so it doesn't really matter that it's dented, scratched, a little tore up. Eventually this car may get an overhaul, different hood, different bumper, you guys know. I like to keep things changing, so time to drill out the second one. This one is a little more nerve-wracking than the first, actually, because the first one, it could be anywhere. This one has to match that one. Time to cut it up. All right, they're both on there. Big ricer mod. They look pretty straight, I want to say. That one may be a little lower. I don't know. It's so hard to tell just by looking at it, especially with the off-center hole and the non-symmetricalness, but I'll show you guys how this goes. So go like that, and then lift up your hood a little bit, and boom. So no more factory hood latch. There it is. I still have to cut it out, but factory hood latch is gone. Thankfully I still have all these adjusters in here. This guy, this one. It's got like a rubber stopper on the bottom of each one of these. So when it is down, it's solid. Yeah, it would take a lot to pull these up. Just want to adjust them to where they're nice, but that is perfect. Heck yeah. Nice and easy. It's a bit of a project to do. Definitely is not the simplest setup, and to make it look nice takes a little bit, so just buyer be warned if you are trying to do these to your car that takes some time to make it nice and work, and these all line up and everything. And yeah, so just be warned. All right, next up here, I am doing some trailer stuff. Went out and got a spare tire and wheel, the whole assembly. Gonna try to figure out a good spot to put that. I'm looking at under it, there is some room under there. And then I also got a trailer hub kit for this trailer, so that's really nice to keep with you. It just has everything you need. It's already greased. Basically, can do just a hub swap on the side of the road with simple hand tools, so that's perfect. Very good to keep this in. This is stuff that I wish I had known about when I first started towing trailers a lot. Just simple things like this. Always keep a spare with you. And then next I am going to grease the wheel bearings. So they have not been greased yet. I haven't really put all that many miles on it. They're pretty much at the perfect time to grease them. So I got a new grease gun, got some grease. Figured I'd try some all-purpose STP grease and we'll grease them up. This is all stuff I wish I knew, 5 years ago. So if you're watching this and you're getting into this stuff, this is just stuff you need to know. So time to grease up the wheel bearings. Just picked up my 6 nitrous bottles, filled up, put in here like this so they don't bang around. Got them from S&S Motorsports Sarasota, also known as SRQ Performance Parts. They have basically every part you could need on short notice, which is really nice. And then S&S Motorsports builds cars, so check those guys out if you're in the area, need nitrous or parts. Those guys are really awesome to work with. They've been helping us out on the nitrous program and filling the bottles for a while now, and it's just it's been a really good partnership, so go check those guys out. Big thank you to them. What's going on, guys? Haven't really updated you much because I've been just driving. I think I spent the last 4 or 5 hours of my day driving from place to place. Just came back from getting the CO2 bottle filled from S&S Motorsports again. Those guys didn't even realize, but they fill CO2 bottles too. So came, grabbed mine, brought it back to them. So that was brutal. Did not want to have to make 2 trips. And now it is time to pack up the car and the trailer because we are going to a test session. Gonna throw the hot tune up in the car, see what it does, and go from there. Car just needs to be put on the trailer. Trailer needs to be packed up, and that should be it. This video contains a lot of just miscellaneous things. So that's yeah, I don't even know. I'm just rambling. Load up the car, get ready for a test session. I want to kind of clean the car off. It's a little dirty. I hate testing this close to an event, but it's kind of what you have to do. I mean, there's no other real answer. No matter how tested your car is, you're gonna want to shake it down a little bit before you drive 1,300 miles. And that's pretty much it. Just I have one little thing I need to do to the trailer, and then should be ready to go for Texas. So last thing that I need to do to this trailer before we take it on a long haul, I am going to mount this spare tire that I got. So I got this piece of aluminum this morning, and I'm going to lay it, like bracket it across here so that the spare tire can go on top, and then I can bolt it down to the aluminum. It's pretty thick aluminum, it should be fine. It's got a little flex to it, but I think once everything's bracketed up and tight, there should not be really any flex, and it's okay to flex a little bit. That tire and wheel is not that heavy, but it'd be so nice to put it right in this little spot out of the way. It'll tuck up in the frame rails, completely out of the way, and I just won't, it'll be completely out of mind, it'll always be with the trailer. So that's what I'm gonna try to do this weekend. I am not gonna do it right now because this is not the best use of my time before a track day. The best use of my time is getting the car on the trailer and ready to go. Unfortunately, it won't be in this video as much as I wanted it to be. So So this piece of aluminum, it's definitely got some flex to it. We'll see. That'll be in Monday's video, most likely. I know that they have better, I know that they sell kits for this, but I figured I could just make my own for, I think I'd probably have like 50 bucks into making my own instead of buying a $150 one or $200 one. Or I just make my own. All right, car is loaded up. I have to go edit this video because it has to go live before I go to the track, or at least be done. So I have to cut this video short, go inside, edit, come back out, wash the car, go get ice, and go to the track. So just to give you guys a perspective on how up to date you guys are, because it is now 3:13 and I'll be racing at 6. So the next 2.5-ish hours I have to eat, wash the car, get ice, you know, just trying to keep you guys up to date. Love it though, so much fun. But that'll do it for this video, guys. Let me know if you guys have any good ideas on the tire mount. That's pretty much what I got for right now, but it won't be on for another couple days, so I'll be looking at these comments to see if there's any good ideas that I'm missing, or if there's any kits that are available that are good for doing exactly what I'm trying to do. If not, the old aluminum sheet is going to be the answer. So that'll do it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Keep it saucy. I'll see you next time.